Foxing Outdoors. Hello, folks.
We are now live, folks. Thank you. This is Colin from Kincaid Outdoors. You just barely missed Molly from Pest Hunter Outdoors, and down below, incognito today is Jason from Pest Hunter Outdoors. Cody, how you doing, brother? Hope your hog hunt is going well. I heard you're down in the Dallas area. Thank you for coming. I am your northern neighbor up here in Iowa. We don't have hogs. Not to the extent you guys do. We have some, but it's like down south.
They're all domesticated.
No. We have some wild ones here. It's just the fact is they're like more than northern part, part of the Missouri, southern part of Iowa, southeast Iowa. But I've never seen them because I've never been down that way. So we'll discuss that if that gets to be the point. Though I've been trying to wrangle an invitation when soon as Jason is feeling better, and we have a permission to find a place to go. Permission to go. We'd come down to visit him and go do some hog hunting. I figured fresh bacon. Yummy num.
Hi, Mandy.
Hey, Mandy. Link is at the top of the screen. I'll post it again if you need it. I'll post it again anyway. Today has been a day for us up here. We had severe weather from yesterday all the way through this morning, and made it the point where we live, the roads were hazardous, but then it got better, then it got worse again, according to Jenny, I think, right?
Well, it was good up until Colfax, and then we ended up, it started snowing again. So it was snowing when I got to work.
Yeah, so it wasn't the best. But so I stayed home. She decided to go. I didn't, I've already called in. There's no point in me going in after I called in. So I had the day off. Hop on for a short bit. Oh, I understand that, Cody.
Frontier survival.
Hey, Heath, how you doing, brother? Heath is from Kentucky, which is really interesting since we have two friends that are named Heath. We got Frontier and SP Mountain Man.
Are they both in Kentucky?
Yep. How you doing, brother?
Hey. You can't see much of me because, let's just get this out of the way. I don't have a place to stay, so I hunker down outside like a country boy, but it's dark, so you're not going to be able to see much of my face, so we're just going to go with this. Bloop.
That's fine.
No, I know. I'm just filling in everybody so they don't have to ask a bunch of questions.
I can hear you 5 by 5. You're good.
People off the way for the most part.
So you're hog hunting at the moment?
Okay. When I say hog hunting, they are here. I've seen them. I've documented them. I've got video that's sort of shoddy because it's dark, but I'm in a park, and I stay here because they have bathrooms, running water, electricity, and I pack in, pack out. I respect the people; they respect me. I don't have to deal with the riffraff and the homeless scene, so everything's cool here. And I've also got basically off the record from the maintenance and the police. You see them hogs, get them.
Right.
Coyotes, I'm not too worried about. I can usually run them off just a little bit of noise or whatever, and they're not like the ones that, now mind you, some of these coyotes in these areas last few years have been kind of walking up on people, but cold weather's got them moving around, searching for better food. The hogs will run up and down the Trinity River line, all through the little spillway flood-prone zones of the Trinity. They go all the way basically from Louisville Lake all the way down to the Trinity Forest.
Okay, I'm sure
which
Jason
is South Dallas. So, yeah.
No, very well.
Well, you know what better than me? I'm up in Iowa, so I was only. Hey, Jay, how you doing? I was actually stationed in San Antonio a couple times.
I got my cousin. Well, he was stationed out of Clean, but I think he's back down in El Paso. He was over in Korea. No, wait, not what? He got sent back to Korea a second time, I think. But now he's back home, back in El Paso.
I was
getting
at
a
Fort
migraine.
Sam and Lackland. I was
Can I
at
have
both.
the ibuprofen?
Yes, hold on.
What's up, JJ? Homestead Cecilia.
So, are you currently
Everybody
homeless, or is that what's the deal? I just want to know.
So yes, I am homeless. But I'm a different type of homeless, meaning I don't want to be around those people. Most of them don't have ambition. They get too comfortable, too complacent with their scene, or their. All I hear is, "You got this. I don't want to be part of that. I may partake in cannabis and drink every now and then, but I don't want to be around a bunch of folks that are in my position that literally, or they look like." I could go on about it, but no one wants to hear depressing stuff. So,
there's a reason I'm asking is because I
no,
was homeless.
I'm saying in terms of, I'm tough. I grew up going to the rodeo 2-3 times a month for years, so I learned to just love the outdoors. I used to go camping all the time. I mean, so I'm comfortable out here in these kind of situations, trying to get myself out of it. But
well, I wish you the best, brother, because I've been there. It's not fun.
No, it's not. And there's a reason why I don't go downtown Dallas anymore. I don't want to hang around those types of people because they literally just don't have the ambition. They I see too many people catching free rides, and I don't even like panhandling. I hate it. It bothers me. I've tried it 4 times in my life and I didn't like it. And I'd rather work for my money, and I try to give some frustrated input to those in my position that do those things. Like, dude, go do something. I got a bucket full of copper that I need to get scrapped so I can. Well, it's been stripped and scrapped and all that. I just need to cash it out. It's a big old 5-gallon bucket full, over 100 pounds of copper, and it's growing.
Right.
So I tell people, I mean, like, I come out here. I know the area. I'm actually, it's borderline with 2 cities. One of the cities I grew up in, and for 20 years, graduated in this city over here. So I know it like the back of my hand.
Well, I hope your situation improves when your timeline is ready for it.
It's ready for it. It's just I also understand the way the world works a lot more than the average person would like to understand, or is willing to understand, I guess is the word for it.
He's putting his ball behind.
I've been lucky to the point where every time I was homeless, I had a full-time job still.
That's part of my pickle that's irritating me. I'm 30. I'm almost 30. I'll be 38 in February on the 10th. But the thing is, I got a small record, but all the stuff on my record is like really stupid, petty stuff, and it's over 15 years old. Yeah. And I can't, and I'm also at times I constantly get harassed by the police and slapped with charges that I didn't do, or this or that, or da-da-da. Like, I have to go to court on the 31st of this month because of a bunch of nothing, really, that the looks on the cop's face and everybody started going, I don't know how this is going to work. Mind you, the 2 charges that I have, I've already beaten once before. What I'm irritated about, but a little more relaxed about, is the fact that they took my pistol. They took my 380.
Hey, Mandy.
Morning, y'all.
What's
Morning.
up?
We got a new person up on the panel, Mandy.
I noticed.
That's Cody.
Hi, Cody.
I love Aussies. Don't worry. You're a friend in my book.
Oh, he's family here, so what we're going to say, one word: be respectful.
Always. That's the thing that I like. People, when either whether I block people or have told them off, I'm like, well, you did this, and I asked you not to, or whatever. But anyways, yes.
Right.
The thing with me though is I really don't care who you are. If you offend me or you do something I've asked you not to, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, she's told me off multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
don't hold
I tell
back.
people, be brutally honest with me rather than lie to my face or dip me over.
I'll be nice the first time I say it, but if he's continue on after that, then it gets not so nice.
Right. My filter, like I tell people, my filter's broke. I got a broken filter from the factory, and every one I get is defective, and they there's a new one. So
Hi, Tiny. Hi, Frontier or Heath. Hello, JJ.
Hey, Tiny. Thank you for coming.
Cecilia.
Hey, Mike.
Jason, Molly, Cody,
We got
Colan.
a crew in here already.
Mike.
but
Quite a few.
they took my pistol, but the thing was they didn't charge me with it. So that was as soon as they said they weren't going to charge me with it, I calmed down a little bit because I was like, look, if I'm not getting charged with it, I'm getting it back.
Right. It's not illegal to have a firearm where you're at.
Well, the funny thing was, okay, so I was charging my bike up in front of the American Airlines Center where I sometimes have done gig work. And some homeless lady in a wheelchair come barking at me and being all aggressive and all this other crap because she wanted to plug in and charge her chair. Well, she didn't even ask me, and she started barking at me. Security came out, one thing led to another. He said they have an agreement. I'm like, well, there's 15 other plugs. She can go plug up there, this, and that. He goes, well, the police know who she is. I'm like, I don't care. That's not how this works. And then when he made an advancement towards me, my property, that wasn't like necessarily aggressive, but it was subtle, but it was very direct at what he was doing. And I assess these things just like an officer might. Situational awareness, as I say. And I told the man, I said, look, you need to step away from me and my property because I do carry a pistol for self-defense. And this is where, and mind you, he was a British dude. You better not say that unless you have the proper licenses and stuff. I'm like, you're the British idiot that doesn't know nothing about our country and my state. Welcome to America and Texas. You don't need none of those.
Right.
They just changed that law.
Yep. And I
July.
told him, I said, within the last 6 months of or so, probably 5 months, I told him that they had just changed that. And when the police got there, he started to talk to him, and I immediately told the officer, I would like to speak to you, please, when you get a moment, when you're done. And he, of course, gave that aggressive, authoritative, I'm going to do what I want, or kind of attitude. Stay there, keep your hands where they are. I'm like, no, I'm going to stand here and continue to do what I was doing, which is not break the law and then use my phone for recording purposes, for evidence and safety purposes. That's when he walked over and grabbed me. And I was like, no, that's not how this works. And of course, we already know how the rest rolled out.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're okay. I hope
I'm okay. Like I said, I'm tough. I'm a
I hope
mouthy
things are
person
gonna
when.
turn out copacetic,
Right.
And
Hi, Rob on the road.
I'll give you some information about my channel
Hey,
because
Rob.
you haven't been here very long.
Here's Rob.
There's certain things that I don't discuss here, just not what you're talking about, but
Right.
no politics, no religion, because
Fair enough.
people are idiots, myself included.
Well, I mean, if I ever talk about those, it's not like I don't overdo it. I mean, it's like it. I don't get into it because for the most part, people. Well, depending on the group that you're hanging around, they blow it out of proportion or this or that or blah 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 blah.
That's
And
why
it's
I
just
don't
not.
want
Yeah,
that.
it's
That's
just
too much
not
drama.
worth it.
Too much drama.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Rob, glad you can make it.
Too many differences of opinions.
Oh, that's
And
kind
then
of.
there's
That's the
always
reason
one
why
that takes it too far and gets a bit snowflakey on people, and it's like to save
Yeah,
any
I've
issues or any
actually-
drama. Don't talk about it in general or anything, and if you do, you'll be asked to stop, and if you don't, then I'm just going to say shut it.
Yep. Also, just to let you know, Cody, meet Rob on the road. He's from England. He's one of the good ones.
Midland, Texas. I'm starting to find out all the
Some people aren't
Texas
clever
folk.
enough to be idiots.
I know.
We are like family in
I
here.
love you, Rob.
We follow each other's channels. We talk. We hang out a lot. Manny doesn't have a live as of yet, but she would in the future, possibly, maybe. We don't know yet.
I was actually thinking about setting it up and going live on my birthday because my birthday is on a Tuesday this year, which is a Monday for you guys, and I'm pretty sure no one's going live on that day.
I don't think so. I know for a fact if you were going live on a Monday, I would go.
Oh yeah.
And Jenny would probably be there because it's you.
Like, yeah.
You too.
I love you, Jenny. Love you.
Daddy.
But the only other thing, though, is when I was thinking about it, it's like, well, on that day, pretty much everyone's just going to be wanting to spend it with their significant others. So, would anyone actually come?
Me.
Us.
Me.
What is your birthday like on Valentine's Day or something?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I kind of connected the dots on that one.
And the other half's going to be working, so I probably won't be able to talk to him.
It depends on what time you're planning on going on for us, actually.
Yeah.
Before we evenings.
I
Probably
would
be
say
about
the
this
7
time,
to 10
to be honest.
o'clock hours are going to be off limits for most people.
So, are you so about the regular time, like now?
Yeah, your regular time.
Okay. So that would work for us because we could still go out to eat and have our dinner thing, then come here and do
Yeah.
yours. So that'll work.
Yeah.
And we can help you celebrate Valentine's Day for you.
It'll be just an average day.
No, it's not an average day because you
Oh,
were
yes.
created.
Your birthday.
It's your birthday. And
I've-
I might break a rule and play some music I'm not supposed to play just to make it interesting.
Well,
for
I
you.
ain't monetized, so I don't see the problem in playing music.
Oh, then I can do it.
Well, the way the
It's a
music
really
works
good
on
walk
YouTube
with
is
today's
even
birthday.
if you're monetized, I mean, when you're monetized, it's a little bit more different. But for
That's
the
what
most
I
part, you get a claim. You don't even get a strike. You're just like, if they make money, you make money. If they make them enough, or if it's a particular song that doesn't like to be played at all because they're just picky, they'll just tell you, hey, your video can't be played at all.
This
Like
is
the
what we're all
rodeo
about.
song.
Or Final Countdown by Triumph.
There you go. Hey, there's Cliff. We'll wait for Cliff to pop in.
Ted Nugent will
Would
get
you
you pulled
come
down
in
too.
though, Cliffy? Would you come and say hi to me if I went live, even though you absolutely hate the day?
Fun fact, I've actually seen Ted Nugent in concert. That was really freaking awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Ted Nugent goes hunting here in Iowa on a regular
yeah.
basis.
Oh yeah.
He's got land here.
I'm subbed up to his channel. Well, he does Ted Nugent by the Fire like podcast every now and then. Like, yeah.
I may not like his political views, but I do like his archery skills.
I mean, some of his political views are a bit harsh, but for the most part, he's a good dude. Like I love the fact that he goes, like I've been wanting to get one of the bows that he. I think it's. I don't actually know if they make them anymore, because the dude passed away that made the bows that he. I think white feather bows or something like that. I'm not sure.
Hi, Cookie.
Hi, Cookie.
Dale.
Amanda.
Cliffy. Hi, Cliffy.
Hello, everybody.
We get a little excited here, as you can tell.
We're in the dark, Cliff.
And not too long ago, I overheard
camera
a
broke.
price match on a bear bow at Bass Pro in Grapevine, and I was like, I heard that over that price match. Can I get the same thing? And ended up scoring a bear bow for like almost about $80 less than what they had at that Bass Pro.
Compound or recurve?
Cliffy.
There he is.
It's the Cliffy.
Hey,
Cody,
Hang on.
Cody, is it a compound or a recurve bow? What kind of
Compound.
bow? I'm a traditionalist myself, but
I mean, I love traditional bows. I like they're easy, they're lightweight, and back in school, I was the kid. We didn't have shop class, and that bummed me out. But we had stuff like outdoor education class and Civil War class, and I was like, sign me up. That's easy A for me.
yeah. When they did archery in school, I was the best at it, so I didn't have no issues. I had to ask him if I could bring my own gear with me. I was better than the person teaching the class. So Cliff.
Well, you're in Iowa though too, and bow hunting up there is a lot bigger than it is in some places.
Yeah.
Doesn't Iowa actually have a slightly larger bow season than some states?
Yeah, it
No,
actually
Rob.
ended at the end of
Michigan.
December. For
Yeah,
deer.
that's right. It's extended a pinch further because I think Iowa tends to have more deer during that time, or is it more or less?
It's the seasons are some of the seasons are split
Right.
up. We have turkey season. We have deer season.
Oh, okay, that's right.
And the thing is, we have a spring turkey
Move.
season
No.
as well. So next month, I
Yes.
think, is when we start
Move.
turkey season again.
No.
No, what do you mean no?
She's
I
yelling
don't
at the
know.
dog.
Booster's out running outside. I can't yell at him.
I
Mac
love
is
it
over
when
here
people go,
out
"Oh,
of
dude,
sleep.
I think it would be great to live around a bunch of turkeys." And I'm like,
Oh.
until you hear how loud they are.
Rob, to answer your question, I do not own a English longbow. I do have a 74-pound Black Widow longbow. It's a reflex style. I have shot. I used to have a English style warbow, but
See, I've been looking for one of those. Those are hard to
it
find.
shattered on me when I was shooting it once. It happens. They wear out. They get cracks. But I have all kinds of bows.
Yeah, even bows get old as well.
Yeah, my boy.
I figured I'd be better off trying to make my own long warbow or an English warbow, basically like that.
A self bow would
versus
probably
trying
be
to
your
find
easiest
one.
to make in your situation at the moment, and it's actually pretty easy to make.
Oh yeah.
Given the materials you have. But you can either make them out of boards, you can make them out of a lot of different materials. But if you want to pick up a decent bow that'll last you a long while, a Samick Sage takedown recurve is probably your best bet.
Right.
Okay. You hang on. You got Colin, Molly, Jason, Cliffy, and Cody, and myself, Amanda.
What we can do this and see. I had the names usually up, but I don't know why
You've got to take the banner on the bottom off.
Okay, I'll take
for
the
the names
off.
to show up.
There we go. See, there we are.
There we go.
No names.
Unless you have a scrolling banner.
Beat you to it, Cliffy.
I make it scrolling. It's easy to do. That's got
beat you to it.
I mean, I know that down here in Texas, there's plenty of trees around here that would be actually pretty decent bow material.
Yeah. Actually,
we have some Osage.
Material.
We have some Osage down here. We got some pines that would probably do pretty decent.
I know in Arizona.
That's true, Rob.
Boo-boo.
Yeah, that's what Rob says. We need to bring back the weekly practice requirements.
Boogies.
They never had those over here, but I do love my. I got a bamboo-backed 100-pound longbow.
Ooh,
I've got a 65-pound recurve. It's a U recurve with deer sinew backed. I got a lot of bows. I got my survival bow, which is a anodized aluminum and fiberglass takedown survival bow. It's about 55 pounds. A little on the heavier side for most people, but it's what I love to shoot.
Most people don't realize how heavy 50-pound pull is to try and pull back. I mean, unless you are already kind of accustomed to bows,
Yep.
Like the first few times, I couldn't get it pulled back, and then once about 4 or 5 pulls, and I had him just bump it back up to I had it at like 45. I said, "Now bump it back up to 50. We'll get there."
It's actually it's more about technique than anything else. It's not all about brute strength.
I thought I threw that on there.
Cliff knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And
I've also learned that sometimes when shooting a compound, like that first initial pullback, the first initial drawback is usually issue because most of them have that little at the end that slides back easily.
Right.
But I've seen people in videos. I'm like, a good way to start adjusting your upper body strength to pull it is when you go to pull, instead of holding the boat up and pulling it back, drawing back, face the boat down and use your both arms to spread it apart. I mean, until you get your muscle.
Your back muscles is what you need, not just your arms.
Planking will help.
Did you say planking?
Yep. It's an
you
exercise.
When do you say planking? Do you mean like you're a little stiff as going stiff as a board or some shit? Sorry.
Yeah.
Look at half a people that did the goofy memes like planking on a booth and some fast food restaurant.
It's half push-up.
It's like a crunch, so to speak.
Without moving, you sit there.
Yeah, tensing up your muscles does have a slight workout-like effect to a very minor degree. Minor degree.
The only problem I have mostly is finding arrows that'll fit my bows. That's the hard part. Because
The arrows will handle my bow.
that's the problem. Most of them can't. I mean, I literally, year before last, won 6 carbon fiber arrows. Top of the line. And I bent them.
You bent them?
Yeah, with a 74-pound bow, yeah. They were
Yeah.
meant for a 45 to 50-pound bow.
Because my bow said
So,
it's
but
76.
you were saying they don't fit. Do you mean like because
The draw,
Like-
their stiffness, the spine, how stiff they are, how that much they flex.
okay,
It's
so
too
okay,
light
so
for my
in
bow.
terms of like relativeness, okay, so you could draw it back, but because it's not built for the 75-pound strength, yeah,
And also the fact is that it hit a target with all that force hitting it all.
it starts to shake and just rattle.
Oh, you better believe it. And
Yeah,
I
well,
like
I got the
cedar
same
arrows
problem
more
with
than I do
mine.
anything else. I love my cedar arrows. I just got to find them in my draw weight.
Yeah, well, Colin has seen my arrows
Yep.
with my bow. Yeah, I get the same problem.
Cliff even has that issue, I think. Don't you, Cliff?
With the what?
With your
Breaking
arrows?
arrows?
Your arrows being a little bit too light for your bow.
No, the ones I actually have, they're fine for my bow. It's just the problem with I missed the target on one of them and I skipped it off the ground. Because I was like freaking at the other side of my yard trying to shoot at the fence. It's 180 something feet. And I missed. My angle was a little off and I skipped it off the ground, hit a rock, and my arrow shattered into 3 pieces.
So you were shooting 60 yards?
Something like that.
Why would you be shooting 60 yards in your backyard?
Because I thought I could hit the target and I missed. Oh, shit,
Oh,
a
that room?
55 yard
No, it's
tree.
a pride thing.
He
It's a
had a
pride
yeet
thing.
moment. He goes, I can hit that.
I
Yeah,
can
I figured I would
understand
try
that,
it.
Rob.
And I lost one of my arrows, and they're fiberglass, so or carbon fiber. So unfortunately, I lost one of my things, but I still have 5 of them. I just don't want to buy any more of those because them things are like $60.
Well, that's why
They're
I
not
like that
very-
scooter. I
they're
can
not
make my
cheap.
own.
I got some of the like I bought when I bought my arrows, I bought the carbon fiber, and they're the longer ones because I just wanted to make sure I was going to have the room for it and everything, for the drawback and all that. And they came with, I would say, it was like a big tube. It was a tube of arrow stems, and I would say it was probably about 7 or so, roughly, maybe 10, at most 10.
What did I just do?
And I haven't had a chance to use any of them yet, but I only paid like 40 something bucks for them at the time. But this is a few years back. It was about two years ago, maybe a little less.
Yeah, arrows ain't cheap nowadays. They're getting
Hi,
more and more expensive.
JJ. Hello, Air Gunner. How are you? How you doing,
Hey,
JJ?
how you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah, I can shoot my backyard, Rob. I've got a deer target, 3D deer target, which I picked up off the curb, which is one of the things I love
That
to
keeps
do.
getting assaulted by real
Curb
deer.
finds are amazing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
got a
they
question
get
about bows.
Does it get 6
Sure.
Does anybody excuse me? Does anybody know if it's okay or feasible to shoot wooden made arrows or homemade wooden arrows like out of a compound?
It
50 pound
depends. It depends.
Depends on what
It is
what type of
possible,
wood you
but
use.
it depends on a couple factors. First of all, what draw weight are you using?
50 pound.
Okay. Also, you need to know what diameter shafting you use. You could probably get away with a heavy duty shafting, such as a 23/64 inch shafts.
Okay, so
Quarter
it'd have to be a
or
little
half
thicker
inch.
because it's wood.
Yeah, because of the
Well,
draw.
I got a
That's
pretty
what I
good,
have to keep in mind.
I
Because
got a pretty the knock little spot on my bow allows some decent room. I would probably have to, if I were to get something like that, I would probably have to maybe readjust or adjust the fins for the arrow to be maybe a pinch smaller or something, so it's compatible with the larger LSM or whatever.
With compounds, most of them people tend to use plastic veins. I don't. I use real feathers on mine.
Yeah, I would love to use real feathers. I'm the person who finds them on the ground and goes, nope, that's going in an arrow.
Yeah. I haven't got the setup for making, burning my own feathers for that kind of thing yet. But
part of the reason why I kept the hawk feathers I found on the ground a couple years back, I was like, dude,
you can't use hawk feathers by law. You cannot.
Actually, there's a lot of feathers you can't collect by law, depending on for most states.
Canada goose you can use.
Turkey.
Turkey.
You're our turkey.
Now, mind you, these are feathers that when I find these types of feathers, I'm not like hunting. I'm not hunting a hawk or running down a hawk. No, it was either. Honestly, I think maybe it got into a fight with another bird, or it possibly was pruning.
Possibly.
Because there really wasn't a bunch of them.
Well, that is good news, Air Gunner. I'm glad you didn't get washed away.
Oh, the weather?
Yeah, flooding.
Yeah. Major stinking drought over on the West Coast, and out of nowhere it comes back with a dump of rain. Never fails.
Western Australia, the top end was flooded and the bottom end was on fire. We've had an awesome month.
Yeah, you have.
You're still with us, though. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I am.
And we still have room for more people up here. We can get up to 12 people in here, folks. Just to let you know.
Oh, I just now realized and I remembered. For those that are curious, okay, so I'm out of the northern Dallas County area, close to the Denton County line. Like, I'm not far from Grapevine Lake. Let's put it that way. So,
by the Guggen HQ.
I can from where I'm sitting, I can hop on my bike and be at the Bass Pro and Grapevine in about 20 minutes or less. So, well, maybe not 20 minutes, but roughly maybe a little longer. But so basically, I don't know where I was going with this without a brain fart about Bass Pro. Sorry.
That's okay.
Damn it, the heck. What was I gonna say? It was hunting. Well, I wouldn't necessarily hunting, but it was like hunting related. Okay, so I stay in this area, right? I do a lot of scouting for fishing every now and then. I've been fishing since doing country stuff, living the outdoors since I was a kid. I love it. So I'm always scouting and whatnot. Or when I had a job at an Amazon warehouse in Louisville before that fell out because of family not keeping the word. But on the way home from work one day, I'm riding down the service road of 35, and it's broad daylight. It's morning. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning because I got off at 11 o'clock in the morning, and because I worked the graveyard shift. And I'm going, and I had just passed. I think it was the Sam Rayburn Tollway, or basically the one that goes over 35. That's basically about where the county or the city line is for Louisville and all that. And there's actually a gun club over there. It's called the Dallas Gun Club. And they have property that's lines up against the 35 highway that's got water and other stuff, and it's all sectioned off because it's their property. But as I'm going down the service road, I swear, I stopped and I said, no way. That's a deer. That's not just one deer. That is a family of deer. And I stop and I look to my right, and I actually got video of it in broad daylight. In a very, very urbanized area where you would not suspect to see a deer or any deer. And we're talking heavily populated. It has to go through some heavily populated areas that are got wooded areas to travel through, but are real close to these urban areas you would never think they're at. And I turn to my right and I see, I'm pretty sure it was a buck, a doe, and a slightly grown fawn, but the buck didn't have any antlers because it was I'm pretty sure it was that time of year. He just hadn't had them yet, but you could tell by his stature and the way the other one was moving. I was like, all right, I know which one's the buck, which one's the doe, and the baby. And all three were just tracing on that property right next to the 35 highway between Louisville and Carrollton area. I said, no way. Because I haven't seen them that deep into the urbanized area like that. That was a trip for me.
Oh, you want to hear a story? This one's actually not mine. It's hers.
Whose?
Yeah, Han,
Jenny's.
your deer story. Remember?
From today or
No. Actually, yeah, she's seen some more today. But the one downtown that you were, on 100th Street.
oh yeah, I dropped him off to work and I was on my way to work and a deer just ran right across the street.
A buck. Now, what was the name of the road that he was on?
It's 100th Street.
No, and the other one.
But the shopping center that he ran to was the Deerfield Crossing.
I was gonna say, is it like Deer Run Road or something? Because we
Well,
got like a
the thing
Deer
is,
Run Road.
Where we work in Des Moines and Urbandale and that area, they actually have an internal bow season to keep the deer.
Thank you for what.
down. So,
Pest
like you said before, bow hunting is very much yet a thing here.
Dude, I honestly love bow hunting because if you're not sitting in a tree, which I kind of don't like to, I don't sit in trees. I haven't had a chance to go property hunting for certain critters and whatnot in my lifetime, but I know enough that I don't want to sit in a deer stand. No, I want to walk through the woods and find you.
I'm a ground hunter.
Ooh,
By choice. I'm also don't like. I've done in the tree stand thing. I'm not comfortable with it where I can't move around. So.
I mean, yeah, it's a good spot to. It's a nice spot to not be seen, but it's like half the fun of hunting for me is literally
hunt?
stalking. Yes, hunting.
The hunt part, yeah.
It's like, dude, I'm like a T-Rex. I don't want to have my food served to me all nice and pretty.
Yeah. It happens. Sometimes in the wild, the shot is just there. It happens.
And that's the thing about these hogs here. These hogs. These hogs, I call them city hogs, because I've seen, and most of us know, what country hogs are considered compared to what people might think when they hear city hogs. Because I've seen those videos and heard the stories where that hog is 80 yards out. There's 3 big old mastiff dogs running around, 3 people on a little off-road little Ranger-like terrain vehicle with 3 different firearms, all 5.56 or better, and that thing says, "Oh, you're in my 80-yard bubble. I'm going to run you down," with an anger that's uncompared to any other. And the dogs and the guns don't seem to at all phase it until he's dropped. But these hogs, they see you, smell you, or catch a hint that you're there, they're gone.
Yeah, they're smart.
So they're real skittish, but they're still hogs. And I have literally gotten within 30 yards or less of 2 or 3. I've documented them several different times. I actually did something pretty stupid one night, and that was I got really close to 3 of them, and these were not necessarily small ones. And I slowly positioned myself along the riverside, which was their exit, their quicker, safer exit. And they caught wind of my smell, so I started running, and I did the dumbest thing I could have thought of, and I put myself between me and the 3 big old hogs. And when they darted the other direction, they realized, nope, that's too far, and turned around and goes, "We got to go back this way," and I'm in their path. So I'm staring down 3 hogs going full blast at me, thinking, "We're going to go pig sticking." No, you're not. Step the heck back and let them go by. You're not fighting a hog tonight. Don't do that. But I'll say this, for half a moment, I had balls of steel like Superman. Thought I was going to run in between 3 big old 3 hogs and pick them off. It wasn't until I wasn't really worried about all 3 of them. It wasn't until I saw the big one, or one of the big ones, look me dead square in the eye in the dark and go, "I'm coming right through you."
Oh, be careful about hogs, because they will eat anything.
Oh yeah, I tell people there's a reason why. Well, not trying to get religious, but there's a reason why they're not allowed to be eaten. They chew the cud. They don't chew the cud, but they have hooves.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm going through a side chat here with Rob. I'm learning about bow hunting in England. Is something I think is interesting, especially since they're a very small country compared to us. Not as big as Australia.
Right.
But Mandy, have you used to have a bow, right?
Yes.
I'd love to go elk hunting. That'd be fun.
Oh, Jason's got a story.
But he's not here right now.
Oh, okay. He found out. He did a research thing. He found out that elk has been spotted here in Iowa.
Ooh, I thought I heard it. How long ago?
Just recently.
Recently, yeah.
I thought I heard something about that a few years back. That like it was just a very, very minute thing because they weren't sure and they started putting people out there. I think to try or asking people to inform the local wildlife department like, hey, we might actually be starting to get some elk over here. And I heard about that. I was like, dude, that's cool.
Yeah, but you can't hunt them there yet.
No,
There's
they're
not
not
enough.
remotely in large enough numbers.
Jesus,
I'm sorry to hear that, Rob. Considering one of the most famous archers alive in history is from your country, and they don't allow you to use it. Dang,
Ew.
that's just so wrong.
Dude, crossbows are actually pretty cool. I remember being at my Aunt Patty and Uncle Benny's one time in Oklahoma, and he had this little hand-sized crossbow, and I went and bought arrows for it, and I shot one, and I was like, all right, I'm done, because that thing went way too far and left my sight fast. And then I realized, dude, crossbows are not to be played with.
Oh,
We have one.
Jenny is really, really good with crossbows, but we got one for our as a wedding gift when we got married.
Mhm.
And we were doing we were at a reenactment at a local Renaissance fair, and we had it in our tent. We went out to supper. We come back. Someone had gotten into our tent and stolen it.
What?
Oh, wow.
I'd be pissed.
Tell me about it.
But
The
what
thing
did you
is,
do?
nothing we could do because there was no record. I mean, no one was seeing anything. It was after hours. Apparently, they came up through the creek and walked the creek bed onto the property and went up, saw our tent, grabbed it, and walked right back into the creek.
Moo.
Honestly, if that had been done to me, that'd have been a bad move because I would have walked into the woods after you found you.
Well, the thing is, we didn't know how long ago they did it or anything.
I'd track them down. I look, see, because me, I'm the dude and the kid that walked out there in the woods and learned how to read tracks and stuff on my own.
Moo.
So, like my parents, the grown-ups, when I came back inside from being outside in the woods for 4 or 5 hours by myself, they would like, "Where you go?" I'm like, "Out in the woods by yourself." Yeah. Why? Because people are a pain in the butt.
Moo.
Why are you mooing?
Interrupting cow.
No. Moo.
Okay.
Moo.
Hey, Cody, I think some other people want to talk too. So, what do you need, Molly?
Nothing. I'm just bored.
We usually meow if we actually need it. So, or we say "manamana" or something like that. Because it's just
crossbows are illegal in Australia, and I've heard more about them trying to get compound bows.
Well, I
taken
will
off
help
as
you pick
well.
out the best bow for you, if traditional wise, if you want to go that route.
I want to try traditional. JV's already got a rifle picked out for me, and he's already got a compound bow.
Well, I can help you with the traditional part. You know that.
Yeah.
And it's all about technique. I mean, it doesn't matter how strong you think you are. You can pull
I
better.
ain't strong.
No, it has nothing to do with strength, which is most people, think, oh, you got to be like 6'10" and be able to pull a 150-pound bow. No.
I've seen little people pull really strong bows before, so I know that's
That's all technique. It's all technique, and it does. If you're pulling a bow that
I
heavy,
don't have the technique.
can be done. But the stance looks so freaking wonky. It looks
It was
hilarious
so fun
when
when everybody tried to draw that bow.
basically because you're pulling out like this, your butt is sticking out the back that way, and it's just.
Gary couldn't even draw it.
No.
It's a good workout,
Hey,
though.
Bruno.
Jerry was the one
Bruno?
who wasn't better.
Oh, that's cool, Rob. I wish Rob was over here. You could come to the get together.
I thought he said he was a leaf pooping. Can't read.
He's popping a leaves.
because of his shoulder.
Yeah, I know, but I thought he said he's a leaf pooping. I was like, what the heck?
But I thought he said for me, I was like, what?
No, he's a friend of mine. He actually helped us move here. Yeah, he's an old friend. He actually is the reason why I can actually put on my resume. I was a model once.
Mhm.
I
Hi,
was
Bruno.
so he is one
Bruno.
heck of a photographer.
Well, I hate to run, but I do got to go charge my phone a little bit over here at this plug real quick so I can get prepared for later.
Well, you be
Thank
safe.
you there for
brother.
letting me come
Okay?
up.
Watch out for
Everybody,
the
y'all
wild
stay
critters.
awesome.
You as well. Be safe.
It was
And
nice
then
And
meeting you.
if I
Cody?
get something, I'll post it.
Okay.
It's not the wildlife you got to worry about; it's the people.
All right, base.
Take
Used
care,
to be a
brother.
swizzle stick.
He's got some energy to him, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
It's okay. It's good energy. I like it.
That's good energy though. I've just finished sharing out a few channels. If you want me to share out your channel, just let me know.
Okay. Cool. Go for it.
I've done yours. I've done Jason's. I've done Cliffy's. I've done Rob on the
Cliffy?
Road.
Cliff Eye.
What's
No,
Cliffy
it's not
eating?
Cliff A today. It's
He's
the fat guy
eating.
inside.
No,
Yeah, it's fat
Cliffy.
guy inside. Because I'm a fat guy inside. I'm a fat guy outside too, but
There's,
That guy at heart.
Let me see here.
I'm an anorexic at heart. I'm just a fat guy around. I'm a fat guy that ain't an anorexic. Should have parked my house a little better on this.
You binge, but don't purge.
Yep.
Hey, Cliff.
No, I'm not Homer.
Homer.
I'd have to be bald.
Getting there.
No, I got plenty of hair. I just shaved most of it off.
No, I just thought it was funny.
I'm going with the. I'm keeping the traditional Viking hairstyle going.
Well, I don't. I have a more of a Irish one myself.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I thought it was a fancy mullet.
it's not a mullet.
Not yours.
Oh,
Mine's not a mullet either.
this is like a high and tight sort of.
No, I just keep it high and tight. Because I
Nothing wrong with
I
that
still have
either.
all the hair on this side of my head.
I wish I did.
Right?
That's okay. Yeah, but same thing around here, Rob. If walking down the road with a bow on
Just
my
perk
back or
head
something like
right
that,
there.
cops would be definitely asking me why I'm doing it. Hey, Jax, how you doing, brother?
Hello, Ajax.
Too bad they don't have open carries for both.
Nope, I ain't donating my hair. Last time I cut my hair off, I regretted it.
I donated my hair. If it gets a
If
little
I-
longer, I might donate
Honestly,
a foot.
if I reached a certain
Oh,
goal,
I might not be able to do it now.
I would shave my head off and donate it.
They will. I don't think they would. If your hair's dyed, they will not accept it.
Well, once I've moved over, Colin, I ain't dyeing my hair again. It's going back to natural blonde.
Okay,
No, but they
it'll
won't.
still be pink.
I
she's
will
keeping
not.
the Pink
No,
until she
it'll be a
doesn't
natural
need
pink.
the passport anymore.
Yeah, as soon as the second trip's over and I'm there for good, I'll be changing my hair back to normal. I'll be
Okay.
letting it grow out and just having my natural color.
Okay.
Curtains and the drapes.
I remember the story.
Say what?
What was that, Cliff?
I heard that too. Cliff is not looking at us
I'm
for a
not
reason.
commenting on that one, okay? It's just not happening.
Cliff,
I just wanted to see if you guys were paying attention.
I-
I was paying attention.
okay. Hey, there's nothing wrong with Jamie Lee Curtis. This right here is just because I'm bald there, but this right here, I started growing because I lost my mom to cancer. And I donated for the longest time, I donated my hair when it got a certain length, when I got that part. But I don't know. As I'm getting older and everything's going gray, I may not be able to donate it anymore, unfortunately, because they will
Why?
not accept gray hair.
Oh,
But it's natural.
really?
Yeah, it may be natural, but they don't accept it because it's not a standard one color. Even though there's older folks who need wigs too.
Yeah.
My mom
Yeah,
was
but
one of them.
there is not a lot of old people in this world that has accepted getting old gracefully. and they'd rather dye their hair.
I've never
Has
dyed
nothing to
my
do with
hair.
grace.
My hair is going to be this color, whatever color it is, until it's gone.
I love my hair, like natural hair color, because you still can't tell if I have grays. And the only reason I know I had grey hairs
Sometimes I miss the red.
was when I went in to get my hair dyed. I said, "Oh, these translucent colors that are speckling." And before I even finished the conversation, she says, "There, your grey hairs, love."
Yeah.
And yep.
This is I've been having this right here. This is, you may not see it right now, but I've got gray goatee. That's been doing that since I was 16.
Oh,
It
Jason
started,
has
out
red.
little pieces just right here. It started right.
Jason was red.
Oh, I could tell that.
I've got silver growing in.
Yeah, I think I've got a little bit of gray in there. I don't know.
I'm just gonna grow old gracefully, to be honest.
You're going to be, you until you can't do you anymore. It's probably about 120.
And
then
you
I
will
want
be a
to
new
go
you.
out to the bush and just disappear.
No, you wouldn't, because
I would.
We don't have American bush.
Oh,
yeah, we do.
Sure about that?
Rephrase that, please.
I'll put that out later, Colin.
Very many people do.
Well, what would you? All right.
Cliff,
Honest question, and not being funny here. Like in Australia, we call it bush. Like we go out to the bush. So, what would you say if not bush?
Anthem.
Woods.
Anthem.
Woods.
Anheuser.
Use woods or the wilderness.
But woods is usually the short version.
Right. Well, if I reach to a point where I can't be myself, I'm going out to the woods and disappearing.
No, we call it the wild.
Well, actually, it depends on where you're going. If you're in South Dakota, you got the Badlands there. There's not a lot of trees.
I will find a place. All right, Colin.
No,
I'll find a
don't get me
place.
wrong. The place that may not have a lot of trees, but the canyons and stuff like that, some of them can be quite beautiful.
I really don't want to be falling down a canyon at old age.
No.
Please.
The thing is, they have paths where they're literally could be about 50, 60 feet apart from the walls.
Yeah, but that also people walk through there. I want a place where no one's going to find me.
We live in the country, Rob.
I live in the country, but if I go out to like the national parks and stuff like that, I call it the bush. We're going out bush.
That's pretty cool, Rob.
We got alligators.
Well, we got salt wateries up north, but down here we've just got great white sharks.
We have nothing like that.
Oh, I read today that a lady pulled in an 11.5-foot hammerhead shark off the coast of Texas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she was set up on the beach with her pickup truck.
Mm.
And she beat.
Yeah, she would have had to have tied herself to the pickup truck and then tied the rod to herself and just like dangle there as she's bringing it in.
Dear mousey, dear mouse.
But yeah, no, if I ever just disappear when I'm old and you haven't heard from me, just know that
We would find you.
you won't find me.
Just leave a note.
We can track
I ain't
you.
leaving a note. You're going to know straight away. Amanda's disappeared. She's old. She's grumpy and senile.
Yeah, she
Or
went
she
walk
could
about.
be-
Yeah, I remember that.
She wouldn't walk about into the wilderness.
I'll be used to the wilderness by then, okay?
By the
Nothing
way,
will scare
Mandy,
me.
So you'll still call it a bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll be in a park and I'll still call it a cart path. Because I was in the golf courses for such a long time.
Yeah.
Hold my beer and watch this.
But
Yeah.
yes, Colin, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to one of your countrymen, Paul Hogan, I still call it going walkabout because of him. Because when you go in the woods.
You have to be really careful on how you say that and who's around, because I personally cannot quote that because I am not Indigenous to Australia. It's an Indigenous thing.
I understand it, and respect that, but the term,
Yeah.
what it means, to go out and about,
Yeah, you will offend people
not intentionally.
depending on who's around.
Well, thank you for
You can also
informing.
go gallivanting across the countryside.
Oh, it was Jenny said calling it gallivanting across the countryside. It's a little bit of a mouthful.
I like no worries.
No
So-
worries.
Hakuna Matata.
Be
Don't worry,
happy.
be happy. Right now, only one that comes to mind now is, do you want to build a snowman? Because we got
wanna
snow.
build a snowman. Yes, I want to build a snowman. I want to build snow angels.
The snow
I want to
woman
roll
next to
around
him.
in the snow. JV sent me a photo of his back door because he just let Charlie out and he let
Was
me
it
know
shaved?
that
Well, just don't play with the yellow snow.
no.
Yeah, leave the
And,
yellow snow on.
Yeah, there's like a massive amount of snow.
Right.
Yeah, he got hit way worse than we did.
Yeah, there was the storm that we were in that caused this. He was a lot further towards the center of it than we were. We caught the edge.
Yeah, well, he got he couldn't go into work tonight because apparently they cancelled, and they cancelled last night and night before as well.
I just couldn't make it because of the
Good day,
roads.
Gunner.
Be well, Air Gunner.
Later, there, Gunner.
No,
I'm tired of the traditional snowman.
By the
Good
way, folks,
night.
we have 11
make-
people in here tonight.
I want to
which
make
That's pretty
a
good. Not as good as
snowman.
Cliff's almost 20, but that's pretty good. Oh, we
Almost
lost
had
one.
20.
Dang it. Well, that I don't care. I'm actually happy we're all here. We're having fun. Now,
We made snow leprechauns for the St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
let's
celebrate
write
that.
that out. St. Patrick's Day.
Well, it was snowing on St. Patrick's Day, so we made snow leprechauns.
Snow leprechauns.
Yeah.
Well, here we probably have more snow than you'll ever have. So, not as much as JV, but
I want snow so I can make a snow shark. I'm tired of the traditional useless snowman. I want to make a giant snow shark.
Oh, something along those lines, but a little bit different.
I want to make a snow turtle.
When my nephew and I were when he was just a young kid, about a little younger than Ian is now, we actually went camping at a place called Lake Yennerogus over near Sigourney, Iowa. It's an old quarry. Great place to go fishing. Great place to go swimming and scuba diving, back when I used to be able to dive. And they just put a big, giant, fresh pile of sand down. My nephew and I made a sand sculpture in the middle of the night of a giant sea turtle.
Cool.
Did we ever see a sea turtle in person? Nope, just pictures that we've seen on TV.
I nearly ran over one in a boat. When I used to live up north with my dad, we used to go out fishing every weekend. He'd get us through the channels because I don't like navigating through those channels. 'Cause you got those big iron ore boats coming through.
Funny, Bob. I know what you're talking about there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I don't.
So we'd be heading out to wherever we're fishing. Dad would be in the back,
Cocaine.
setting all the rigs up. And yeah, I nearly ran over one with the boat.
Chrissy.
Well, the one you have to worry about here, if you're going to be like on the coast, like down in Florida or something like that, is manatees.
Oh.
Hey, Chrissy.
Hi, Chrissy.
Mermaid.
Yeah. We're
Cooking.
I don't know what I'm doing.
23, damn it.
We're back up to 11, folks.
Too far.
Jason made 2,000 on his little short video.
That's awesome.
Yeah. 1,600 views. That's pretty good.
No,
2.2.
I'm at 2.2.
Oh, wow. Wish you were monetized. You've been making money now.
No. Well, yeah, it would be. Yeah. Let's see.
I'm still waiting for that check to come in. Haven't got it yet.
That means I'm getting close to 10,000 views.
Woohoo.
Hi, Crucy.
Just so you all know, randomly, Friday the 13th will only happen twice this year.
Well, it's
We
already
just
happened
had
once
one.
already. It was last week.
I know. Second one's in October, and that's it.
Well,
I always get money that day.
Friday the 13th.
It's coincidence, but always seem to come into money that day.
Huh.
It's just a day.
Check.
Yeah, that
Just
usually
another day.
happens when you decide to walk around outside with a mask and a machete and just be like, "Give me your money," and people just hand it to you.
Or someone pulls out a handgun and shoots you.
Now you deflect it with a machete.
No,
No.
not on Friday the 13th. You wouldn't. But
I'm undead. I would be an undead killer, serial killer anyway. Bullet wouldn't even stop me. They couldn't even drown the man. They froze him in space, and he still came back to life.
they burned him alive. He crawled out of the pits of hell. I remember that one. We're not going to get into the B movie horror movies, are we?
No, we're not.
Okay, just wondering. Mike says hi.
I'm Max.
So, if anybody's wondering, if you see this little thing scrolling down here, that is we're having a gathering, get together, YouTube together, on May 18th through the 22nd here in Iowa at that location. And we are unable to actually reserve the spot until less than a month from now. I can do louder if you're going to try to do a whistle.
My dog's barking.
Please don't, Cliffy. Please don't.
Please.
You're all horrible people.
No, Jenny doesn't like me when I whistle. I'm too loud.
That's why you love us, because we're horrible people.
Yeah, so true.
From what I gather, I think we should have a pretty good little crew get together. Guys, what do you think?
Whistles that.
Yeah, I think there should be about 20 of us there.
If Rob can make it from England, that'd be interesting.
That'd be a trip. Oh,
Night,
come on,
Cookie.
Dale. It's still early.
Good night, Cookie.
Be well, Dell. Thank you for coming.
Night, Cookie.
We did it all for the cookie. The cookie.
Yeah.
You can have a cookie and not starve while eating a cookie.
And it's being sung by Cookie Monster. That would be so funny. You know that, right, Cliff?
Yes.
Have them wear the clothes and.
Monster cookie, monster cookie, monster cookie.
Oh, Cecilia wants to know if you have any hibiscus.
Nope. I can check the local store once they start putting the seeds out. They should be starting here at my local area within the next couple of weeks. So I can try. I can usually find them there, but they go pretty quick for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, I'll take a look at the hardware store at the garden centers and see if I can find some hibiscus seeds.
Instantly.
Hey, Cliff, how soon should I get my tomato plants going?
Well, if
After
you're
the
indoors
snow?
and you have a grow light and you have a heat pad, you can start now.
I don't have either one of those things.
Then I would wait till it starts getting warmer.
Okay.
Well, I would recommend about 2 weeks to plant the seeds inside before your state's last projected frost date or freeze date.
Right now, with the way weather's been wonky, it might be June at the latest, as far
Wow.
as we know.
Oh.
Because we've actually had snow in June before.
Yeah, also we've had that I used to get that in Denver all the time. We get snow in the middle of July, random snowstorm out of nowhere.
I did a fair in May once in Des Moines. We had all 4 seasons in the same day, which included snow,
Tonight.
which was really funny. It started off sunny.
1,000 views.
It got cold. It
Sunlight.
got wet. It rained. It snowed.
Nice.
It rained again. Then it got sunny again, and you couldn't even tell it rained or anything else. It was back to where it was.
It's not including
A big front went through. It's just one of those weird things. Oh, you mean these?
Technically,
No,
yes.
Actually, if I'm going to use that, we actually got giant water jugs that we could use for those little, what are they called? Terrarium type things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We actually have an extra one we're just using for change right now.
Actually, the ones that'll work would work really well are these things. These big old massive containers, because that's like 3 gallons.
Right.
Or
And it's
Bigger
got a lid
ones.
you can take off and on, which really helps.
But
Oh,
these
we don't
lids
have any
seal
2
on
liter
there pretty
ones.
tight. So all you got to do is just poke a couple of holes in the top so it has a place, has some ventilation. And usually fill them up about halfway, and then you can put your seeds in there, and you can seed start in these things.
Can you start a mini compost setup with one of those?
Oh yeah, you just got to turn it.
I figured you put the stuff in and then you just take the whole thing and just shake it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's pretty much just like Molly said. You can put it in there and shake it up. But the problem is it's going to take 6-8 months before it starts to biodegrade.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just saying if it was since we don't have a compost bin or a pit or anything set up outside.
No, Cecilia was talking about the 2 liters, but yeah, you can essentially turn a 2 liter into a mini greenhouse. I see people do it all the time, like the crafty ones.
Right.
They have like limited space. Yeah, you just cut a square in the top of it, almost from the rib to the back end,
Right.
where it bulges out slightly. You just cut a door, bend your door over, put your dirt in there, put a couple of holes in the bottom, and then you drain it into the next one. You can do that 2 or 3 times. You can just stack them and drain them that way.
Oh, that's cool. We're going to put a lot of our plants out after the last frost date, mind you, back on our back deck, because we have some wire racks we can set up we used before. But we're also going to the area that's enclosed in stone out here. We're going to get that tilled, and that's going to be our garden.
Nice.
And
So,
Mike, to add to, yes, that is possible, but the problem is you have to starve them for like 2 or 3 weeks and then drop one in there.
Why?
Mike's comment.
not that we need to really come out of that
Oh,
thing, Mike. That's
Right.
stepping over to the little serial killer territory. We don't need that on here.
Now most people know that information, but you have to not feed them for weeks.
But no, I found out something interesting about that little area. Apparently, it used to be a dog pen,
Oh,
and that means if it's straight ground, that means that's all they did is their business on the ground, and it should be well fertilized.
No, if it was a dog pen, they'll still pick that up. That dog shit does not make a good fertilizer.
It's been years.
No, I can almost guarantee, even if you cut the grass up under there, you're probably going to have about 2 or 3 inches of decent soil, and the rest of it's going to be sand or dirt.
Well, I'm going to find out. That's all I can do. And if we need more soil, we'll throw some more in. That's all we can do.
or you could container garden it.
Well, container garden so much, but we want to be able to do more than just tomatoes or something like that. We need, we want carrots, we want peas, we want corn.
You can grow all that stuff in containers. It's just a matter of the
corn.
soil.
We want corn. Jenny, actually, did you mention something about having some blackberries and raspberries? Yeah, she wants blackberry bushes and raspberry bushes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, the evasive ones.
Huh?
The evasive ones.
Not actually, they're pretty common here in Iowa. So the one that's really invasive here is strawberries.
They
Those
take
things-
over?
Oh, they take
They
over.
have to have their own separate.
You have to actually have them enclosed in an area, otherwise they will expand exponentially.
Like a raised garden bed with
What's
Just
a
a
work
raised-
cow?
thing
You're
on
right.
the bottom of it.
Just
What's a work cow?
A
Were-cow.
werewolf cow.
It's like if someone who could turn into a cow.
No.
I don't think they play D&D, Mike.
Used to a long time ago, like over 30 years ago.
That one's for Cecilia.
There's where the seeds are at.
A booster. A
Yeah,
booster.
I have an absolutely massive compost going right now, but the problem is 90% of it right now is leaves.
Tell 'em.
Well, I got all those logs I got to process, and I'm going to try to use some of the chips from that one for for something like a compost bin or something like that.
Do you want a better snowman?
You're not gonna really, unless you put it on a set where you like log is above where you're gonna drop it. If you just do it in the grass, you might be able to rake up most of the shavings. But if you're gonna be out, you're gonna have to do it with a chainsaw to cut those down.
Oh no, they're all cut down. They just need to be processed into smaller pieces.
Oh, you're not gonna get any shavings off. You're gonna hit it with an axe. You're not gonna get shavings off of it.
No, I'm going to get a chainsaw. I've already planned on that. Then I've got a spinning wedge for breaking it smaller pieces. I'm going to make sure we have enough firewood for this gathering of ours.
Nice.
So
My
I'm going to make.
gardener doesn't have those particular. That's a shot. Well, they probably don't grow in his area. Those I know they grow down here.
What?
The seeds that Cecilia's looking for. The
hibiscus.
Yeah, the hibiscus seeds. I can probably find hibiscus down here growing wild.
I'm going to check something.
I'm almost positive I can find that stuff down here wild.
She reckons Mary doesn't have them either.
Wow. But Mary had them all.
What?
The seeds.
Because I know hibiscus is a medicinal plant.
Oh, they're called something else. Hibiscus is called something else here in Iowa.
What?
It's called rose mallows.
Rose mallows?
A hardy hibiscus or a rose mallows. MALLOWS.
They honestly look like petunias, which is really funny.
They do.
Yeah, I can find these.
Shh. Scooter. Shh. You hush.
What kind of seeds hibiscus is she talking about, though?
I don't think she's really going to be too picky about it. But yeah, I can
Because
find these.
according to my research, it says you got to go by they handle different by. Oh, what was it again? Let me check one more time because I want to make sure I read this right.
Yeah, they differ by region.
No, you got to go by. They vary greatly in flower, habitat, and how well they handle the cold.
For the most part, you wait till the holidays. They start selling hibiscus flowers for the holidays. Well, I would say Jason would know, but Jason doesn't work in that department.
And what?
Gardening.
In the garden area.
No.
No.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said I would ask Jason, but Jason won't know.
Well, there you go. There's what we got from Iowa. Tropical hibiscus, otherwise known as hibiscus rose cincinus.
Yeah, I think I can find these down here.
My book will know.
A lot of people around here have some very old gardens and plants. And
What was that tree that Johnny was trying to get a hold of? His neighbor had
avocado tree,
or something like that.
Yeah, because he's got either the male or the female, but he needs the opposite tree in order to make
germinate
the seeds. Otherwise, you'll get little ones, but they'll be like egg-sized, maybe slightly like a goose, but they're gonna taste really nasty.
We can look for those seeds, Cecilia, but I can't guarantee you when we're going to be able to get a hold of anything. Maybe I can talk to Cliff while he's here. He can help me, help me give at least an idea where to look.
That's what I said. I'm gonna wait another 2 weeks or so. They should already start stocking up the garden center, so I should be able to go over there and start seeing what they got. Actually, I need to start doing it early. This way, I don't miss the citrus harvest. If they have any, I can start getting more citrus plants.
Oh,
that's what we need.
I got the seeds from my tomato plants, from my tomatoes. Okay. I saved some.
I need my glasses.
You got them in a paper towel, completely dried out right now?
They were completely dried out when I put them in a Ziploc baggie. There was no moisture.
Take them out of the Ziploc bag. They're probably moldy.
No, they were completely dry. Literally, like you blow on them, they blow.
The air gets in there, and it still creates moisture. So I would double check on those next time you have a chance, just to make sure they're okay.
Okay. I've got more seeds. I just haven't used them all, so I got more. I just got to remember where they went to.
I had a bunch of peppers from my neighbor that I had in a Ziploc bag with a towel that was open, and within 2 weeks the whole bag was fuzzy.
Oh, mine been since I put them in there. They've been Ziploc shut. I made sure all the air was out of it.
Oh, I know it was really got me because I had them in a paper towel inside the Ziploc bag, and the Ziploc bag was open, and everything went fuzzy.
Well, that's the problem. It was open.
Huh?
It was open.
Even if I would have closed it, the whole bag would have turned fuzzy like that. It's the nature of the beast. Because as the fruit itself is drying out, it's expelling moisture, and the moisture gets into the bag even with the paper towel.
Oh, yeah.
It still would have gone moldy. I think the only way for me to have kept that would have been paper bag out in the greenhouse.
Are you ever going to make your greenhouse bigger?
I can't.
Why not?
Because that greenhouse was a kit. It came one size and one size only.
Tropical hibiscus, Rosas syncytius.
Yeah. I actually posted that already, Jason.
Oh, no, who's asking? I actually looked it up in my book.
No, I've got it. It's right there.
I don't need Google. I got a book.
We probably have a book. One of the things when we've been going to secondhand stores and thrift shops and stuff, we go to the book section.
Zones 9,
we always look
2,
for
15, 15, 16, 19, and 24.
Books of reference books is one thing we're always looking for. Though I need to find me a couple of medical journals, I think, because I don't have my my EMT books anymore. I lost those years ago. Okay, I feel so lonely. I'm the only one here.
I'm here. I'm just checking out the bushfires that are around the cyclone that's coming and everything else.
In the tropics, but seldom over 15 feet tall in the U.S., even in the mountainous parts of California.
Yeah, but
what was that last bit?
Yeah, ours is only about 12, 13 feet tall in our backyard.
Cecilia reckons, and if they are tropical, they do not carry them. Garden centres here only have the basic plants, not as many varieties that you guys have.
Well, I'm gonna put down a link for Cecilia of some information.
We have a hibiscus in the yard.
Yeah, that's that one with the white flowers.
Cecilia, check out that link when you get a chance. It's about hibiscus in Iowa, and if there are temperature differences, we might be in the same. I'm not sure if we're in the same zone or not. So I don't know zones.
No.
Hair is an evil contraption created by the shampoo control.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear over me.
It would have to be a house plant where you're at.
No, ours is outdoors. It's actually it's a hardy one for growing in colder weather.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it goes as low as zone 9 on the 24 scale.
This one here says Rose of Sharon, or Althea shrub, is a woody hibiscus that is blooming beautifully. The tallest of the 3 hibiscus species, often reaching about 6 or 7 feet. People usually have them in planters on their front porch here in Iowa.
Oh, I like jasmine in planters by the front door, because when you leave your front door open and your jasmine's flowering, it just sends such a beautiful smell through your house.
Yeah, it does.
I love jasmine.
We get a lot of lilacs. People like doing lilac bushes, stuff like that.
Jasmine and honeysuckle. Like, I've got a jasmine bush right next to my bedroom window, so when breeze picks up. That's all I used to smell when I come in my room was the jasmine.
I like
I love it.
honeysuckle.
Yeah, so do I.
Honeysuckle grows here in Iowa. I'm not sure about
That grows everywhere.
South Dakota though.
I'd have one in a big pot, to be honest, and like have it trailing up trellis.
Nice.
Oh,
I think the common name for his will be the Rose of Sharon.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah. I'm looking at a different one. The Census. Rosa Census. So I think the one that we have.
Well, Cecilia, I have a small greenhouse in the back and have wood to make a bigger one. I just need to find the 6-ply plastic for it. Nothing as yet.
Just buy Coroplast sheets over at Home Depot.
And she's in zone 5B. Tie me down, kangaroo.
There's like 50 varieties of hibiscus. And that was 30 years ago. My book is that old. This is my textbook from high school.
Everyone's Googling, and I'm not. I'm not going to waste my time on Googling.
Here's honeysuckle. Honey locust. Honey bush. Hop pine.
I'm just going to sit here and weave my butt hairs.
really?
What?
Horseradish. All zones. Ooh, horsetail. Let me scrub our
Just got to make a quick phone call. I'll be back.
Okay.
There's supposed to be a tea you can get that grows here in Iowa that's supposed to have twice as much caffeine as coffee. But it grows naturally.
Oh, I thought you said it's gross.
Grows.
Mm-hmm.
My apologies.
That was the dumbest thing I could have done. My hair stuck.
The irises. Those will grow there.
I love irises.
Deer don't like them.
I like
I
the
did too. It helped me see.
Yeah, deer won't eat them.
The hogs won't eat them.
The hogs might eat them, but
No, they don't.
I know the.
They didn't in Prescott.
Well, those are hogs. Those are peccaries.
Still a pig.
Rose hip I can do by the freaking pound, man. I got a massive rose bush section. I get rose hips sometimes the size of grapes.
Rose hips are really high in vitamin C.
I can get them by the bucket full when it's in the summertime. When the rose bush goes, I'm getting by the bucket full.
Okay, I was wrong about the name. It's actually Yapan. It's the way it's spelled. I just can't pronounce it.
That was gross. Pardon me.
I mean, it grows. It's a what is it again? Oh, come on, where is it?
All right, next plant.
Yapan.
Yapine. Oh, she's always just there.
Yaupon.
Yupon?
Yaupon. Oh, here, I'll post it. You tell me how you pronounce it.
It's just there.
Yop, 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 yop. Nope, nope, nope. Yop, yop, yop. Nope.
That.
Nepali. Hodo me, Frodo me, Dodo.
What'd Frodo have to do with it?
Makoto me, Dodo, Mahodo, Mafobo. Here, since y'all are on here, what's a donut but's not a donut?
It's called a tire.
Bagel.
I like mine
Tire
better.
is what you wear when you go to a restaurant.
Tire is what you got around your middle when you eat too much.
Yeah. No, that's Dunlaps. Also known in certain circles as Dickie Doo.
Yeah, it almost looks like a holly bush.
It does. It is a holly. It's related. It's in the holly family.
Yeah, it's a holly evergreen shrub, tree, deciduous type, rarely grown in the West.
It grows.
It's probably the most familiar, but other species are becoming popular.
It grows in Iowa. I know that. And it's a shrub tree. And you can
How do you have a shrub tree? I want a shrub tree.
It says shrub, comma tree.
Oh, if you prune it right, if you prune it, you can turn it into a tree. You can do the same thing with what's that stupid plant I have in my yard?
Yeah, male and female plants, so you need both of them.
The young leaves and twigs contain caffeine and can be used to make a tea. And they're good for attracting birds and butterflies.
Yeah, so is a butterfly bush.
Yeah, but you can't really drink the tea from one of those anyway.
It's related to pink Indian hawthorn.
But that'd be a good thing to have around because you run out of coffee, you're going to need caffeine somehow.
I'm going to grow one of the greatest plants this year, and I'm going to have an abundance of it.
Coffee.
Bacon.
Yeah,
He's going to grow bacon bits.
Yeah, these are my bacon seeds. I'm going to plant a bunch of bacon, see if I can't grow a bacon tree.
He's going to be the baconator.
I'm going to be the only one in the block just walking outside, picking off strips of bacon off my tree.
We'll start calling you Willy Wonka, the guy who can grow candy out of a bush.
Now, see, now I'm going to have to start planting Skittles.
See the rainbow?
Be the radio. Taste
Grow
the
the
rainbow.
rainbow. Grow the rainbow. Eat the rainbow. Wait, Crusty, how do you let me English that question start again in Chinese Portuguese. How do you zone in both 4B and Zone 5A?
He lives on the border.
He's probably got his own little microclimate.
Something about Mighty Python, what?
Well, actually, Iowa goes from zones 4 to 7.
On which scale?
From northeast to the part of the state is a zone 4 through 7, the extreme southwest part of the state. So,
the zones I use are from the Sunset books.
Ours is from the ISU gardening.
Yeah, I actually like their scale a lot better. Because it's 1 through 24.
I have a book that's as thick as a dictionary, and it's literally called Weeds of the West. That is a lot of freaking weeds if the book is as thick as a dictionary.
Yep. Jason has that one.
Oh, I'm looking at the Iowa State University Extension and Outreach, which is a part of the USDA Plant Hardiness Zone Map. And it's as of 2012, so it's a little old. But we have 13 zones, apparently.
Yeah, I have like 4 across my state, 4 or 5.
Yeah, see, this is the book I want to get for my area.
What's it called?
This
Sunset.
is called the Sunset Western Garden Book.
Okay.
I know they have them for other parts of the U.S.
Can't find it.
I can't find it. It's probably because I haven't worded it correctly when I'm searching on the internet.
Maybe you should search under textbooks.
That's really funny too, because when you go to like the blue box store and the red box store, they sell all the gardening equipment, but they don't sell the gardening books.
No, not anymore. They're doing away with the books. Because everything's on the internet now.
I don't even remember the last time I saw a gardening book in either of those locations.
It's almost a $50 book now with the newest edition.
I've seen Gardening for Dummies
Yes.
at the secondhand stores and stuff I look at.
Well, maybe Cliff should make some Cliff Notes about
Cliff Notes.
I still think
I'm not
Cliff should start a
making any
channel
notes.
called Cliff Notes.
I mean, I can make notes on how not to grow stuff, but then again, I can also make notes on how to grow herbs very easily because apparently I'm really good at it.
Yeah, there's a short for you. Cliff Notes. Don't grow winter wheat in the summer.
Don't grow corn in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
You can, but you don't want to.
You
Well,
can't indoors
and-
in a controlled environment.
Cecilia, I would not drink dried, crushed up dandelions. There's no caffeine in those. I would not drink chicory either. No caffeine in that either.
You can do that with acorns.
I can't.
Oh, that's right.
He's allergic to nuts.
Yeah. Oh, that's
I
because
don't know why he has us on here. Then he should be dying over there.
Ha 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 ha.
You know,
No,
tannins for
that's why I was looking up those
rose and
bushes. If I can find them and identify them here in this Iowa, I at least know where to go to make a good caffeinated tea.
and don't touch the dandelions. That's the food for the bees. That's their first food.
I ain't never seen a bee on a dandelion.
I
Not
have
once.
Bumblebees. Big ones.
I never seen a
Jackets, whatever you
bumblebee
guys
either.
call them.
Next plant.
Bacon.
That's
You said bacon, so why not bacon?
Oh,
Muscitus porcus. I don't know.
big ass zone.
There's no Godzilla here.
No, Muscitus porcus. I guess we call that the scientific name for pig.
Yeah, I don't need a zone map. I already know my area.
Oh. Where is it? Oh, Cliff, remember I was showing you guys with that wax that I got?
Japanese
Oh,
porcus.
sarsaparilla outside.
There's the
Canning wax.
Paraffin wax.
American wax, yeah.
I mean, yes, it's supposed to be for canning, but I was thinking about making candles out of it.
Well, it has many uses.
Yeah, waxing your bowstrings.
I already have plenty of wax for that. I got beeswax for that, but I
I need to wax my
I only
Yeah,
paid
I still have never seen bees on dandelions.
99 cents for this one.
Nice.
Oh, my book has a leak in
See
it.
bees on everything else.
Oh, this is for next week.
Oh,
I got something for next week. A book on for next week.
Remedies.
Home
Home
remedies.
remedies.
like it's
That's
from
a apple me remedies.
Yeah, it's
Great Myrtle.
here's the name.
The Doctor's Book of Home Remedies. Also known as a book full of wives' tales.
Actually, a lot of home remedies are more plausible than most people used to think. Now,
Well, it had to start somewhere.
I like putting on burns when you burn the heck out of yourself. I always put mustard on there for some reason. It soothes like really, really well.
I don't know
What
about
is Noxema?
but don't put mayonnaise, don't put butter, not on burns.
Can you even find Noxema anymore? I haven't seen that stuff on shelves in decades.
I have Noxema.
Wow. I haven't seen that stuff because I remember the commercials for them, and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that stuff doesn't work.
It does. It soothes burns and
Yeah, they
keeps
still sell it
skin
on
from
Amazon.
drying and cracking.
They sell it on Amazon.
Gold Bond.
Got that.
That's everybody's like every old person's like go-to thing is like, I'm gonna go grab a whole jar of Gold Bond.
Utter Bomb.
I love this stuff.
Blue Emu.
I heard about that too.
Seen that?
Works
You can
great on
find
sore
those at your
muscles.
CVS.
Hey, Blake.
Hello,
Hey,
Blakey.
Sarsaparilla. How you doing?
Blakey Blakey.
We've got a whole bunch of people in here now. We're holding steady, about 10 people. Way to go.
No thanks. I don't need any of that stuff.
What?
Another plant that bees like is the crepe myrtle. The Lygostrobia indica.
Well, clover. We've got a lot of clover here too.
It's actually quite a nice plant. It'll actually grow in Collins and in Cliff's area Problem is, it doesn't flower as good unless it's in the hot summers. So it probably will flower in Cliff's area.
Oh, it gets hot here too. It goes over 100. Easy.
I don't have clover down in my area.
We have clover here, though. No, we get a lot of good growing seasons here. Iowa is actually considered the best state for growing things, even though California is leading the way in growing. That's because they have a more steady season than we do. But our growing.
Not anymore.
Why
They
is
cut
that?
The farmers off.
What?
They cut the farmers off. No
They
more
did?
water to the fields.
They cut the water off?
Yep, no more water to the fields.
Oh, wow. Well, that means Iowa's back on top again.
There we go.
So those blue diamond almonds that you like so much, some people do, some people can't eat. Kiss them goodbye.
I don't really care for almonds because I can't eat them anyway.
No, those are my favorite almonds.
You don't need them.
No, problem is my favorite olives are there in California too, and I think they're going to be done as well.
My daughter uses almond milk because she can't drink milk.
I's back for about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh my god! Oh,
Ah, scared ya! Woo!
thanks. Just kidding.
Well, anyways,
Ah,
in Corning, California, they have the some
you always scare me, Cliffy. Why can't I scare you?
and those
Look what I found.
came from Spain.
What up, Evan?
Hey, Evan.
Hi, Evan. Hi, Blake. Hi, Sarsaparilla.
Interesting.
Actually, I live in the south, so it's actually Sarsaparilla.
Hi, Evan.
Thank you.
Jason knows what I'm talking about too.
What was that again?
Yeah,
It's sarsaparilla.
Ah.
Sarsaparilla.
Mexican root beer?
yeah.
You gotta roll your R and turn your L's into a Y.
Euro.
No, so okay, this is gonna sound stupid, but I thought of this a few months back, and it just because of this, it just reminded me. If you use the Spanish pronunciation for letters, try saying the word yellow in Spanish, but like English Spanish.
It's all over.
Which is
You get yayo.
Euro.
YEYO.
L. There's no the L is
Blake
silent.
says taco.
taka.
No, 2 L's is a Y.
The two L's is way up. Like choya.
Yayo.
We had Mexican street tacos for lunch.
Nice.
Oh man, I've been watching a lot of. I watched a lot of TikTok today. I found a guy on there who is a former MMA fighter who now does street reviews of local restaurants and food trucks and stuff like that. And he's actually helped out a lot of people. He's out of Vegas.
I don't know what pine trees we have here.
Okay, what kind of pine tree makes tea the best tea?
I can't
None
smell.
of them. They all taste nasty.
No. Well, the thing is, which needles would be the one that makes the tea that makes vitamin C?
The most beneficial.
It's going to be the,
Yeah.
The new growth. They still taste like.
I didn't say they're going to taste great, but the thing is, you need them more than you like to have them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gonna be the very very young needles.
But of which one? Which type? Long needles, short needles? Which one?
I have no idea.
That's why I figured someone would know. People can
Yeah,
say pine needle tea. What
I
kind?
have a pine tree, and I still have yet to make pine needle tea out of it because supposedly what you're supposed to do is you take one of the sets of pine needles, just one of the clusters, and you chew on it. If it tastes bitter, don't do it. But the problem is, to me, a pine tree tastes like a tree leaf.
Okay.
It's gross.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
not
looking.
a herbivore. I'm not a cow. I'm not a zebra, and I'm not a giraffe. I don't eat leaves, and I don't eat pine needles.
Okay, I'm looking at a almanac.com, and they have pine needle tea,
I'm actually looking at the pine on my book.
Right.
and they got a picture of the needles and what they look like.
It's supposed to. I think it's like a cluster of 3 are the ones you use.
Here, I'll show you what they got here.
Groups of 3, let them be.
No, that's leaves of 3. Yeah, but that's the whole freaking branch.
No, I think this. I mean, I think that's what they did is just stick it in there that way. But
I mean,
I'm not-
guess because technically you're getting the sap. from
New
the-
growth only. That's what we were thinking.
That's what I was saying. New growth only.
Yeah.
That's the, yeah,
Jason
I've
said
got
that.
that's the kind of pine tree I have in my yard.
I'm looking right here. So
No, it's like-
the mighty white pine.
Longer needles, somewhere above 4 inches.
There's what it looks like
Pull
right
the
here.
young ones off.
God, don't eat that part. You'll get sick as
Not
heck.
here, but
No,
the
no, no,
needles
no.
themselves.
They can't handle those.
Um,
They pollinate. Oh man, I get
No.
sinus headaches so bad. I hate getting dusted by pine trees.
There's like a-
Identifying the white pine.
Hey, look.
Well, because it's not brown.
Fatwood.
yeah. I mean, here, I'll post this link for people to if they want to check it out on their own pace here.
Yeah, there's one set of pine trees that you make tea out of. You drink too much of it, it'll make you sick as heck.
Oh, you're not supposed to be drinking like every day or anything like that. Just once a week or something like that.
Thin and long, approximately 3 to 5 inches, needle shaped. The white pine grows in yeah, so 5 needles each. So that's what you're looking for, white pine.
Ponderosa pines? They're
No,
saying
no.
white pine only.
Yeah, it says white pine. I don't know if you could probably use a ponderosa, but that's probably going to be a slightly different taste.
Oh no. Ponderosa pines and Norfolk pines are toxic.
No, I want for the pine cones.
There's what they look like right here.
So your spruce. That's basically freaking like your spruce pine.
They can be collected any time of year. So there you go.
I've got I've got things to do. So thank you for having me up, Colan. See you later,
Always.
Cliffy. Bye, Jason. Bye, Molly. Bye, Jenny.
We'll miss you.
She's saying goodnight. There it is, check pine.
That
Jenny
one
says
has to be-
goodnight. She's in the bathroom right now. Get ready to
Say
tuck
bye
her
to
in.
Mandy.
Bye, Mandy.
Adios.
Love yous, everyone. See you later, everyone in chat. Bye.
Bye.
Almost pinched Jason.
Ooh, don't excite me. You'll make Molly mad.
There you go. Hello, McFly.
Right?
Bueller.
Ooh, damn it. The problem is it gets
I always
colder.
watch that. I don't know why I ever watch it all the time when it comes on Netflix.
We got enough trees.
I know.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can find those white pine near me here. So
No, you're going to get fruit trees first.
white pine tree near me.
Yeah, you can't use a Hispanic pine. You can't use a Chinese pine. You have to use a white pine.
Christmas trees. This is when I come up. I put in white pine. It comes up with white Christmas trees.
Ah, the coulter pine. I wonder
You
if
gotta type in white pine tree.
I did.
And you got Christmas trees.
those noble pines in the Douglas firs.
They put what came up was really funny, which is really interesting. The first tree that popped up is a paper white birch tree.
Ooh, Cliff will have them.
I don't have birch trees.
No, the coulter pines.
Yeah, I got pine tree. Dude, my whole state's, there's pine trees everywhere down here.
I know, but I'm looking for some coulter pine seeds. I want the pine cones.
Yeah, those are harder to find, the pine cones. I have to actually go out into the woods to get the pine cones.
Yeah, I know. Those things are huge.
You mean the bush?
Okay.
In the woods. I mean, we've got some. There's some places I can go, like apartment complexes. For some reason, they have. I don't know why they always put pine trees in there.
Because they're
Like
easy
you
to
can
take
go to
care
an
of.
apartment complex anywhere down here, and there's usually like a 50 or 60-foot tall pine tree.
Because they're easy to take care of. You don't have to spend the money on trimming them.
And those things will drop like 6 to 8 inch pine cones that are like 4 or 5 inches of diameter. They're freaking massive.
Well, no, we got the coulter pines. We'll do 10 to 13 inches.
Well, we'll talk a lot about this probably while we're up. When you guys are all here, we'll figure out what topics we're going to be going over. Probably going to be doing more about fishing and archery and all the other stuff that we're going to be discussing. It's going to be interesting.
Pine tree, Colin. Pine trees. You want a pine tree?
Well, I got all kinds of pine trees here. I just don't have
That.
that one.
We can look while we're there, say
Well,
at the archery range.
West Coast.
There is a 3D target range at the place where we're going to go shoot, and they have a 3D target trail, so we could look for see if there's any pine trees we could use to see if we can pick up some fatwood while we're there.
Fatwood we'll be able to get, but due to the season, if there are pine trees, they're not going to be dropping pine cones at that time.
No.
Do you want pine cones?
Yes, that's what Jason is looking for. He's looking for pine
For
cones.
the seeds. For the coulter pine.
For the what?
For the coulter pine.
They
Coulter?
won't be in Iowa.
No, they're going to be over where Cliff is.
Basically, in my area, it's a pine cone that's. I mean, the pine cone is like this big.
Bigger than that.
They're massive pine cones.
Well, when we were kids, we would be up there camping up in the San Gabriel Mountains. The wind would blow just a little bit, and they would hear them fall out of the trees and crash on the floor of the forest, and they were loud.
I
It was
bet.
heavy.
I showed a glass and my camera went
It's 9:45, hon.
Uh-oh.
She gets cranky if she doesn't get enough sleep.
I would like to get to the Canary Island pine, but it gets too cold here sometimes. It'll
Look
kill it.
inside the glass. It's a looking glass.
Are
Hey,
you trying
Cindy,
to
how
make
you doing?
yourself blurry?
Yeah, I'm trying to fix it to make it not blurry, but my camera's being weird all of a sudden, so don't touch it. Don't touch it. It fixed itself. Yep. Oh, those are tiny pine cones.
Yeah.
No, but my favorite pine tree is going to be the bristlecone pine.
I was going to because some of the things I would worry about is the white pine for the vitamin C content and the wood content for fatwood.
I actually keep getting that stuff every once in a while off my pine tree. I just cut off a dead branch and I just leave it sitting there, and after a while, stuff turns into. I get like little chunks of fatwood out of it.
That's what Christmas trees do. People get the
Yeah.
real Christmas trees. Just make sure they keep them up and down. All that sap's going to go right down to the base of that tree. You just cut that last foot off, and that's all fatwood.
No, I'll cut the branches too, because as the branches sag, the sap will go down there.
Oh yeah, I know. But the thing is, you leave it standing up.
Vertical.
And right now, when we pulled our tree down last week, the sap was just coming out of it already. So even though we had it in water and everything else, it was all collecting in the same spot. So I look forward to making some fatwood out of that one. I'm waiting another week out. I gotta wait till after the weather warms up again before I gotta do anything. If you're wondering why I keep on looking back, I'm trying to check see if Jenny's still in the bathroom.
Squiggly, squiggly, squiggly.
The only plant that I'm really tree wise, I still haven't got the definitive answer on is making a tea out of willow bark.
You can make willow bark tea. Don't know if it'll taste very good.
Oh, I don't expect any of the teas that I'm discussing is going to taste good. There's a reason for it, though. because of there's something called, I think it's called Saracen or something like that, that's in willow bark that is a very close substitute for aspirin. And since I have to do an aspirin regimen every day for my heart, if I can't get aspirin, I would want the closest substitute I can get to that. So that's why I'm trying to research willow bark tea. So find out the right kind of willow that I need and see if we grow it here. If we do grow it here, how do I harvest it and how do I make the tea?
Right.
And is it healthy? Is it okay for me to have as a substitute if I need to? Is it in a pinch? Because aspirin trees do not grow here.
Well, you probably have to look up the old ways. We'll probably tell you.
I'm pretty sure the that book that we have, that all of us have, should have ways for. It'll tell you your well, just buy a medicinal book plant. That'll tell you all the stuff you need.
You mean?
Yeah.
Got one. But I don't know about aspirin per se.
It'll tell you if it's the alternative to it or not. Or at least it should.
No, I don't see anything for that. I could look under willow bark, see if that's in here.
So I got like a stack of books for all sorts of stuff. I gotta get the rest of the
Summer Zone would be close to
101 series so I can finish off all those books. There you go. Chrissy's got it.
It's so humid.
I can't click on the clicker that lets me click.
Just hold off on that one, Cecilia. Let me see what I can find first. I gotta click on that link and see if I can find it.
Clickety, click.
Clickety, clickety, click, clickety, click. Click, click,
Ooh, yeah,
click, 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 click.
Clickety, 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 click, 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 clickety, click, clickety, click.
Click, 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 click.
Yep. Clickety, click, clickety, click.
That's the word. Salicylic acid. That's the word.
Salicylic acid.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. I was saying it wrong, but I was trying to remember it something I read like about a year ago. So I think that was the closest thing I could the way I pronounce it because my dyslexia sucks.
Just type in a salicylic acid tree. See what pops up.
Well, Chrissy gave me a link to one that's actually talking about it. Oh, that's why. Salicin is the same name. Okay.
So you need a salicin tree.
It's a willow.
Willow, you idiot!
I was
Okay.
watching Willow today.
There's a new series called Willow.
Yeah, I was watching the second episode.
I have not seen the first one, so don't tell me about it.
Oh, I'm not good with spoilers.
White Willow? Okay. Thank you, Sydney. I really appreciate it. Now I got to see if there's White Willow here.
Cindy Squirrel. What is going on? I see names that I haven't seen in a long while. Long while.
Let's see
So,
here.
Steph, I call and I plan on buying a couple more wool blankets before I get to the meetup. Just because I can.
I've got two now. Ian's got two, but we're probably not going to be using them.
I have 3, but I want more. Because you can never have too many wool blankets, and you never underestimate the value of a wool blanket.
Oh, obviously. Okay. Okay, so
I figure 2 wool blankets would be pretty warm.
White Willow apparently is a transplant from Asia and Europe and stuff, but it took to living here quite well. but white willow
Not
is
that
not.
weird.
We get golden weeping, black Missouri goat, peach leaf, and sandbar, but not white, which really sucks.
I still want birch tree seeds.
I can see about finding you some birch. So yeah,
Or just
Just
some
get it-
branches I can do a starter batch with. Just drag
well,
them
maybe
down
when
here.
we're down there, we could do some searching, see if we can pick up some willow bark and birch bark and stuff while we're there.
Well, if I run across a paper birch, I'm stealing whatever I can off of it without killing the tree.
You can go around and just pick it up off the ground. They just drop it. It drops on its own. Especially if
Well,
you
I know how to peel that
branch.
stuff off without killing a tree. So
No, it's just the fact is, I found one when I was on a hike over near 4 Mile Creek, and in this little kiddie park, they had one couple birch tree, and the big pieces of birch were just sitting on the ground. I mean, when I say it's like about that wide, probably about 4 feet long.
oh, that did a full shed.
Yeah, and that was just on one tree. There was multiple trees doing that, but I could only carry so much because I was walking. So I just picked some up, found a trash bag but a little grocery sack that someone had just thrown down, and it was blowing around. Grabbed it, throw some in, took it with me, put it in my backpack, gave it to Ian. But that's finding that kind of thing is going to be should be interesting.
Cecilia, he's talking about the bark itself for fire starting. Birch trees sometimes tend to shed sections of bark all at once. It'll just slide down the tree and just fall off. For
Or
the
the branch-
transplant for trees, yeah, live cutting would be best, but I'm not going to have the time to actually propagate a live cutting from a birch tree while I'm out there. I'm only going to be there for 3 or 4 days.
Right. And we probably would be like busy from sun up to sundown for the most part. And
Yeah,
you
I got
will
to
be
start slowly getting all my stuff organized so I know exactly what I'm going to be taking.
well, your fishing pole, your bow, your sleeping bag at the very least. I know
I'm
you
not
said
even
you're
going to take my mummy bag. I'm just going to take my 240-degree bags. If it gets that cold, I can just wrap myself in a blanket.
yeah. I'm hoping that it's not going to be like really crazy cold because I can't guarantee the weather because it's Iowa.
I'll be back, folks. I have to unfortunately break the seal because the seal's about to break on its own.
Right now, I want to let you know it's almost 4. It's almost 10 o'clock. I'm going to just end it now because I got to go chuck Jenny in, and it's almost 10 o'clock, and I got
You got to get your feet up.
I got to get my feet up. So I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Crucy. Thank you, Cecilia, and Evan, and everybody else who's in the chat, who's still here. Probably Blake, Mike,
Cindy.
Andy, Cindy,
See?
Crucy. I said Crucy, Sarsaparillo. Wow, we got a lot of people in here today.
Yeah, you did.
Let's see here. We got Cody was in here for a long while. Rob on the road. Thank you, sir, for being here. Cookie, otherwise known as Dale. Thank you for coming, sir. Let's see, who else? Air Gunner. I know he was in and out, but thank you, sir. Lori, if you're still here, thank you for coming.
Evan.
And Tyler,
Evan, I said Evan. I'm scrolling up. I was reading all the different names.
Oh, okay.
Molly and Jason, thank you. And Cliff, I know you're at the bathroom. Thank you for coming. And let's see here. I think I haven't missed anybody. I don't think.
I wasn't going to be gone that long.
Hunting for J&J. It's time for me to go anyway because I got to tuck Jenny in. Cliff, thank you for coming, brother. Really appreciate it. And Mike was in here for a little bit. So, man, there were so many people in here today. Oh, Heath from Frontier Outdoor. Frontier
With the other Frontier Survival.
Yeah. And I already said Cody. I'm scrolling all the way up to the beginning.
And we had Molly, we had Jason, we have Crucy,
We had me
Evan,
and Jenny.
Mike,
Jenny.
Blake.
Yep, everybody and their grandmother. Thank you for coming. Love you all. and I will hopefully maybe see you on Saturday on his channel.
Yes.
So there may not be a panel like this, but we will be there. So good night. Be well. I'm ending this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Pickle, Geronimo.